Hi, I'm Willie, and thanks for coming back to my channel. In the last video, we unboxed the UniFi AP-AC mesh, the standard, and at the end I said, this weekend we're going to unbox the Pro and then we're going to set up a mesh network. And yes, we're going to do that, but first I wanted to address some of the questions that I was getting in the original video, so thank you for participating. So this video is going to take a little bit of time to talk about what mesh is, how UniFi is doing it, or in Ubiquiti they're doing it a little differently, and then once we talk about that, we will in the next video on the UniFi mesh we'll actually unbox the Pro and set up a full mesh. Let's go ahead and talk about mesh a little bit. So UniFi has released UniFi Mesh. Before we talk about what it is, let's explain what it isn't. Okay? So a lot of people who have been doing wireless mesh networking may be familiar with Open Mesh. And what Open Mesh does is it actually uses a protocol, Batman, the better approach to mobile ad hoc networking. And what it can actually do is you can have multiple points of internet within the network, and if one goes down, it can automatically route out of another gateway. And so that's one way that mesh can be handled. For all intents and purposes, out of the box, what the UniFi mesh system is doing is only working on the physical layer of a mesh network, and that is where we have multiple links between equipment to create a fully meshed network. So it's not a full-blown mesh like people may think of with Open Mesh, and I don't know if that makes sense, but check out Open Mesh and the things they're doing if you're looking at that. I don't know if UniFi is evolving to that or not. We'll have to see what the future holds. And it's it is important to note that this is mesh, so you can create an actual mesh network at the physical layer, and wireless does work at layer 1, just like stringing a big Ethernet cable through the air, which is a really bad idea. So that's why we have wireless. But so that's what UniFi mesh isn't. It doesn't have that routing protocol built into it. We're still using other gateways and things like that. That's not to say that you couldn't make that work, but that's not how this system comes out of the box. As Open Mesh, you buy 3 Open Mesh networks, you plug them in, you adopt them in cloud tracks, and you can plug them in and go. And I mean, check that out if that's what you're interested in. But we'll finish talking about UniFi. So here is the landing page. It's https://unifi-mesh.ubnt.com, and if you pull it up, you can get there's the standard, the AC mesh. They talk about the price. They talk about weather-resistant outdoor enclosure. Here's the Pro. So you can go over and check that out. We're going to look at data sheets and pricing and all that good stuff. So one of the questions that I saw over and over again is, what is the difference between these models and the AC Pro? And, well, first of all, form factor, right? So an AC Pro looks like, so an AP AC Pro kind of looks like this. This is an LR model. My last Pro is gone at the moment. So traditional access point, then you have the standard mesh, and then you have the Pro. Now this Pro looks similar to the AC Pro, the outdoor, the really expensive model. I think it's $500, $400, something like that. So form factor is definitely different. Let's hop into the data sheets and take a look. So the first thing we're looking at is the ACAP data sheet. I'm going to go down to page 3. Okay, so on page 3 they talk about the wireless uplink. Now this is just the standard ACAP. And they talk about wireless Uplink functionality enables wireless connectivity between APs for extended range. One wired UniFi AP uplink supports up to 4 wireless downlinks on a single operating band, allowing wireless adoption of devices in their default state and real-time changes to network topology. So you can kind of, you can do, if you've got an access point where you've got power and you need, Wi-Fi temporarily, that's an okay solution. I don't think that it's meant to be used long term. Then, if we take a look, well, let's look at so here's that AC outdoor that I was talking about, and I believe that shows up under legacy products now. Maybe it doesn't. We'll look here in just a second. Let's hop over there. And so this is the wireless enterprise Wi-Fi, and you can see that UAP AC outdoor is not on the main page. But if we click, where did it go? Wireless. I don't know where it went. Maybe it's just lumped in under the models. Maybe it's just a cosmetic thing on the website. I don't know. I wouldn't think that they would end of life that guy. Let's see. So if we go to UniFi Wireless, so that outdoor doesn't show up even if we go there. If we go to mesh, it's not there. Let's see if we go to the Pro, if it's under the Pro. So it doesn't show up here under the model comparison on their website anymore either. So who knows where the Pro is? It's out there somewhere. But okay, back to the data sheet. So the UAP AC Pro says indoor outdoor. 2.4 gigahertz is 450 megabits. And I want to really talk about that indoor outdoor. So if we scroll down, I think it's page 9 in this data sheet, will get us down to the Pro specs, right? So real quick, we talked about the form factor obviously being different than the physical appearance. Power method for the Pro is 802.3 AF or AT, and they do have the gigabit adapters if you order the single kit. I believe the 5-pack does not come with that. But then let's look at this operating temperature. The operating temperature is 14 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, I said Fahrenheit. I'm still stuck in Fahrenheit imperial system. Negative 10 to 70 degrees Celsius for those of you who do not work in Fahrenheit. And the operating humidity, 5 to 95% non-condensing. So I was actually looking at a project, and you can use these in an outdoor scenario if they're protected. Basically, you don't want to do this to an AC Pro. So that was a Pro mesh in my shower. I tortured that thing for many hours. I've got a lot of video footage, and it just kept chugging along. Do not do that with a standard AC Pro. They are not meant for that. So let's hop over to, now I just grabbed this data sheet, so this is worth noting. I just grabbed this data sheet this morning from Ubiquiti, and they still have the UAP AC outdoor spec in the AC AP, the data sheet. So I'm sure distributors probably still have them, and they're probably still selling whatever stock they have. So let's hop over to the AC mesh, and we'll go down to page 3. Let's see here. Now, you'll notice that the wireless uplink section is a little different here. So It's got that same blurb that we had on the last one, but then it says, for devices that support plug-and-play mesh, this functionality is extended to allow multi-hop wireless uplink. So wirelessly uplinked APs can support uplink to other wirelessly uplinked APs. So that's where you start creating the mesh. When these can all be out there, and this can talk to multiple other mesh units, and other mesh units can talk to it. That's when you start creating that mesh. So that is something that is designed for the mesh line. All right, we'll go down to page 4. All right, let's look at the use cases. So the mesh multi-hop in an outdoor area, such as a park with minimal infrastructure, you can take advantage of the mesh network. So you've got one internet feed coming into a park, like a flea market could be a perfect example of this, right? You got one internet connection coming in. You have your firewall and an AC Mesh Pro at the front end, and then you just have to have power for the rest of these mesh units, and you can cover the entire area of the flea market, provide Wi-Fi to the vendors, having one internet connection and then power at the other stations. The UAP ACM, which was the first one we unboxed, it was just the standard, is indoor outdoor. It does support 24 volt passive PoE. Somebody did mention that in the comments. Then it also supports 802.3AF Alt A. The Pro is rated for outdoor environment. They both have a range of 600 feet. The Pro does have a pass-through Ethernet port. It does not, at this point, or at least the model that I have, doesn't do power pass-through. And it uses 802.3 AF power. The mounting, you can mount them both on a wall, a pole. The ACM supports the fast mount. And then also, one thing that's a little different is you can take these guys, we put the antennas that came in the package on, but you could actually take these off and hook these into another antenna, a directional antenna, or a more powerful antenna. So they're also saying that the coverage, because of this, has it could be advantageous in high density locations like a conference hall. Then here's where it talks about using an AirMax AC sector with this radio, so using the connectors. And then another advantage to these is it would be a quick deployment, because you're in and out, all you have to have is power. You can see some of the application examples in there, using wireless coverage for a street fair in a city plaza. Let's see, page 5. Here we go. We're talking about the weather resistant enclosure. So these, unlike the standard AC, are meant to be mounted outside in the weather. You saw the video from it in my shower. I would never do that with a standard APAC. I just wouldn't do it. So these are readily available. They're going to be updated. The system's only going to get better. A lot of you, we talked about how that the Outdoor Plus is is at a point where it's kind of feature frozen. This is probably going to continue to evolve a little bit. This is the next generation in the UniFi AC world, and if you need mesh, you can use this. If you don't need mesh, you can use this. So you don't have to use it in the mesh capacity. But I will tell you, where I need outdoor APs, I'm probably, for $99, I'm probably going to get these, And the Pros are only going to be $199. So if I need a one-off AP, $99, outdoor rated. You can't beat that, right? All right, what else did I want to look at here? Do yourself a favor. Go out, look at the mesh website, look at the data sheets. So here we go. So let's look at the spec sheets on this guy. Obviously, the dimensions are different, so they physically look, different. So for the standard, you know, we can still do passive PoE there. 20 dBm maximum transmit power, and then you can see the antennas that ship with it. Okay, so operating temperature, -30 to 70 degrees Celsius, which translates to -22 to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm in Illinois, and we get temperature swings, you know, and so being able to have an access point where they're telling me, you know, we're not guessing, when I'm selling this in a capacity where I could get a phone call at any time because I installed this for a customer, they're managing it, but all of a sudden I put an access point in that's not rated for this temperature, that's not rated for outside, you know, and we created workarounds for that, and, you know, the weather has hit it and now it's died. It doesn't look good, but, you know, this, in the data sheet, they are telling you, you know, I mean, I think it's over 30 degrees, and it may be, I don't know, 35 degrees, something like that, difference on the low side. Now, I don't have to worry about it getting up to 158. I'm not in Arizona. There are people that likely have to worry about this temperature. But the -22, that's probably more where, in my use case, it's going to come in. So the Pro even has an even bigger swing in that. So you can go to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, -40 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius to 158. So that's, let's see. So the high side is still the same. That makes sense. Heat kills your electronics. But on the low side, -40. Man, if it gets -40 here, man, I hope everybody's staying inside. I hope they're drinking coffee and hot cocoa and they're not worrying about it. But there are people who do have to worry about that. So one more thing that we're going to look at is, let's hop over to Double Radius. They are a Ubiquiti distributor. Probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And okay, so here's the UniFi AP-AC Mesh Pro, $199. Here's the standard, $99. Hop over here. UniFi AP-AC Pro, $149.99. So there's some difference. But the use cases are also going to be different. You know, if I'm, you know, doing this inside, I'm probably going to use this model. Maybe, I don't know. It just depends. You know, every installation's a little different. You have to go out, you have to do a site survey, you know, all those things, talk about aesthetics. You know, aesthetics sometimes play a large factor in installs. So pricing is definitely different. I don't know if these are available on Amazon. Well, there's the old outdoor AP. It's only 2.4 gigahertz. Let's see. Not seeing. No, I don't see the. I don't see it out there yet. So I'm sure it's going to make its way there. You know, there's the 8-port switch. Everything ends up on Amazon, and you can usually end up buying it at Amazon at the same price that you can buy it from a distributor, but with free shipping. I hate to say that, but the distribution model for Ubiquiti is really advantageous for the end users, for the installers. So I think that covers everything that I really wanted to talk about. If you've got any questions, please post them down in the comments. I will try to answer any questions that I can. Go out to the UniFi Mesh site, take a look. You know, there's a lot of good information right on the landing page. You know, maybe things that we didn't even cover. So the next video that I'm going to do on this will be the Pro unboxing and setting up a mesh network. Also look for the RF Elements video. That is filming this weekend. I've come up with a workaround because of the weather situation that has thrown me off track a couple times. So we're going to get that done. So that's going to be coming out. But, you know, definitely check out, you know, UniFi Mesh. If you have questions, please post them. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up. You know, please subscribe. Please comment and share. And we'll see you in the next video.